Hello again, and welcome to What Is That Wednesdays. My name is Tom Hewlett. I'm the collections technician and researcher here at the Esplanade Museum in Medicine Hat. And Halloween's coming up, and I've been thinking about what artifacts to feature on What Is That Wednesdays. Since Halloween is often associated with things that are gruesome or creepy or a bit macabre, I thought what artifacts we might have in the collection would fit that description. Sometimes history can be represented by artifacts that appear pretty normal or pretty benign. But not all artifacts in a museum will be part of a pleasant history. So I've chosen an artifact from our collection today that I think fits that bill. So let's have a look at it. The artifact we have this week is deceptive in its appearance. It's a small shoe. We don't know exactly when this item came into the museum, and we don't know who donated it. But it's a beautifully made piece, and it shows a little bit of wear from being used. You can see some on the bottom of the shoe. You might think, oh, this is a child's shoe or maybe a doll's shoe, but you'd be wrong. This is most likely a young woman's shoe, and it illustrates a part of human history that I believe most would find pretty gruesome. This is a 19th century Chinese foot binding shoe. About 1,000 years ago, during the Song Dynasty, the practice of binding a woman's foot began to rise in popularity. It was believed that a tiny foot was beautiful and a very desirable status symbol. In practice, every day a young girl's feet would be bound into small, arched shapes with strips of cloth folding the toes underneath, deforming and often even breaking the bones. As they grew older, the feet remained small and misshapen so that they would fit into a tiny shoe. The ideal size was 4 inches long, 10 centimeters or less, and this shoe is actually a little bit less than that. It's thought that as many as 10% of young girls who went through this process died of infections to their damaged feet. It was a horrible practice, but it was very common, and the practice survived for centuries. By the 19th century, 40 to 50% of women in China are believed to have had their feet bound, and almost all upper-class women did. This would have severely restricted a woman's movement and largely made them dependent on their families and kept them housebound. The practice began to fall out of favor in the mid-19th century and was outlawed by the Chinese government in 1912. So, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week, hopefully with something a little bit less gruesome.